In other words, if they have all this debt, they're able to put the money back into the company to service the debt, and they're not getting profitability that comes back from it. And certainly if their stock is taking a hit where they're not able to take, money from the public marketplace, they're going to be in trouble. And I've seen companies do this, but I've worked at companies like this before. Ultimately, you're making big bets. The bets don't work out. You don't have a plan B, and everything just kind of goes to hell in a very short period of time. And so that could be the case here. Well, that may be the case, and I hope Oracle's going to be successful. But I think right now it doesn't look good. And I think that if I was putting my money into a particular technology space, I would not be overbuilding the AI infrastructure right now. I would be innovating in the space and creating innovative differentiators that really are going to take the market to the next level. I think this obsession with buying and building in data centers for this AI capacity that's supposed to come in the future, pretty dangerous. So what happens if they do end up with excess capacity and they don't see demand? Well, the fastest way to fill empty capacity is going to be price cuts. And once you start discounting cloud, you don't magically re-expand margins later. So if the demand doesn't show up, the people with the lowest prices are the ones that are going to get the utilization. But if you're lowering your prices, you're not going to see the margins. In fact, in many cases, you're going to take a loss on that. And I do see a lot of these companies in a few years, when the demand for AI is not there, that are going to end up trying to discount in such a way where they're going to see kind of a death spiral of the business. In other words, they're not making money. The money has to go into funding the utilization of their systems, and even funding some of the enterprises that are buying capacity. So you're losing, $2 for every dollar that's coming in, that kind of stuff. And that's going to send you in a death spiral pretty quick. You start running out of money, hemorrhaging money. And that's typically the precursor of many of these companies going bankrupt, or just not bankrupt, by the way. They get in a weakened position and they end up having to sell, but they sell at a fraction of the value that they had when they started, making debt moves, which is what's going on right now.